Welcome to the Two-Timer.
No clever video this weekend. Just a recap of what happened in the Eagles Chiefs game the other night.
It's fitting. Not even the other person can catch the glove, you know.
Yeah, it was bad, but it was a rough game to watch. I'm sure we'll get into it in recaps with Mitch and Kevin, but that was the Eagles did not look like the better team and still got the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess welcome in everyone to the Thanksgiving episode, I guess is what we'll term it. Not going to do oh nice. We'll see. Now we have no expectations, Ben. Now we can just do whatever we want. We're just going to sit here the rest of the time. Anyway.
All right, let's talk.
Happy Thanksgiving preemptively to everyone. Josh is traveling to a Thanksgiving to get together, so he's not on tonight. So now this is what we'll start branding as the championship edition of the Two-Timers.
I like it.
Whenever Josh isn't present. So, Rusko, any Thanksgiving plans?
Just hanging out with the fam, playing a little football in the morning. Nothing too crazy.
Oh, nice. You doing a little turkey bowl?
Yeah, a little turkey bowl. Up at the bees.
Well, you think this will be a competitive one, or is this more of just for casual entertainment?
Just casual entertainment. Nah, we always get competitive.
I'm gonna say, come on.
What about you?
Well, I'm actually probably going to be mainly solo tomorrow because my family's doing Thanksgiving stuff on Friday. As I was saying, a lot of my family was together this last weekend, so I'm in Charlottesville right now, and I'll head up to the Northern Virginia area either tomorrow night or Thursday, and then do Thanksgiving stuff Friday. So I guess we'll miss out on football a little bit, but we'll still get the food and the family and all the important stuff, you know.
You can actually watch all the football games, though.
Exactly. I'll just sit at home, and that's all I'll do. Probably drink some beer and watch football all day. Speaking of which, we can start with the recaps of this last week. Let me throw this up here. Starting with a little brotherly matchup. It was fun this week. Dave was in town at my folks. We were both up there. So both for our trade and our matchup, we were able to, be around each other in person, which doesn't always happen. So there's a little bit of I'm happy that Dave got a win with a running back list situation for the most part, but still kind of hurts to lose.
Yeah. I was close for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was. I don't know if I'd say back and forth, but it definitely kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit. I thought I had a better chance than I did, but when Walker got hurt pretty early, and it was just like, okay. After that, didn't get a lot of production. So, and Debo didn't play well. So,
yeah.
And he had Ayuk. It was kind of like
his receivers went off, huh?
Yeah.
It's hard to compete
even with
I
Geno kind of being average.
Yeah, and both his running backs, not really studs in the NFL, but put up solid games for him, kind of hold him up, and then tight end with 1 point. It's a pretty solid week for him with a couple duds in there. So
yeah, he's gonna be leaning on what subpar running backs for a little while unless he can make a trade. Because JJ, obviously, he traded away White for JJ and JSN. But so if JJ comes back and is healthy, probably not this week, but post-bye for them, his receivers are filthy. If you start Tyreek, Ayuk, and JJ, or nuke Puka, maybe trade someone, but he's gonna be leaning heavy receivers for the next little while.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm just trying to hope. I'm hoping to play a little bit of playoff spoiler the rest of the way through the year, and then maybe compete in the consolation bracket. It's kind of all I've got at this point. Our picks this week, though,
let me down.
We're unfortunately in Josh's favor. We'll see if that continues. I'll let you talk about this one.
I mean,
with the name change, was this the first? This was the first Raw Dog experience.
It was halfway through the game week too. Didn't know if it was good for our league or not, but we went with it. But no, I mean, Devontae Smith, if he didn't get tackled all the one, I would have won the game. That sucked. But I mean, my team is struggling right now. I mean, I kind of made the trade I made, kind of hoping I could compete still this year a little bit, but also knowing it's probably not my year. Kind of setting myself up for next year. I felt like I got a pretty good keeper haul for next year with that trade. So, and then the 2 receivers I traded away combined for like 1 point. So I would have got
they wouldn't help you
crushed
in this
by
game
Micah.
anyway.
But it's just unfortunate. It's fantasy. I mean, Mark Andrews went out in the first quarter. Aaron Jones went out in the first quarter. And just nothing you can really do about that. So, I mean, we fought till the end. That Devontae Smith, I thought he had it. And
you were probably agonizingly close.
Oh, did you see what happened? He had that 40-yard catch down to the 1.
Oh, yeah, I watched the game. He got tackled, tripped on the 1. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Not tripped. He rolled over, but.
Yeah. But, I mean, Micah got another win. The game was kind of a crap game anyway, so not much to talk about here.
I was going to say Micah's leading scorer outside of Stroud was the Washington defense, so,
I mean, and Stroud had 18 points in the first half. He did nothing the second half. So I thought Stroud was going off for 40 again against me.
I didn't watch that game at all. I'm assuming they just ran the ball the entire second half.
I just didn't. I don't know exactly what happened, but he just couldn't. They didn't move the ball that well. So, but yeah,
fair enough. Well, our picks this week were not that great.
Yeah.
In this regard, we were all leaning on you, Chris. You let us down, including the coin.
I'm sorry, coin.
It's okay. Got the rest of the season to make up. Ironic. It's funny you guys now have the same record, you and Micah.
Yeah.
Which takes us to the brother matchup, the Dan and Ben matchup. This one, I felt like this one was closer at one point. I felt like there were a lot of games that were coming down to close finishes going into Sunday night, Monday night. It could have gone either way, and this was one of them. I guess with Mahomes still playing late.
Yeah, I think he needed a 40-point game from Mahomes to win, which we've seen a lot. But I think Kupp went out pretty early in his game too. And I think that's why
he got
Kupp
hurt
only had 1 point.
Yep.
And then Najee just hasn't been a good running back. I mean, Pittsburgh is just tough to watch. But
on the tail of the Pittsburgh running backs, Ben definitely won out here, right? With Warren really taking over everything that mattered.
Yeah, and that kind of hurt Dan in the long run. I mean, my KJ Osborne trade to Ben didn't help him either. So
you're just the saboteur this week.
All 3 receivers I traded away got less than 2 points.
Well, our picks, I do think most of us were in favor of win for Colin. Ben getting the win, staying in first place for now. Solid win for Ben.
Yep.
Ben's team is looking pretty consistent, which is what you want, even when you have a couple of dud type performers. So, Jonesy, fresh off his trade with you, going up against kind of a powerhouse. To be fair, Matt's team is playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, I mean, not much you could do here. Even if Brown and Wilson had good games, Jonesy would have still lost, right? Most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, Brown could put up a 25-point game, but
yeah.
I mean, Garrett Wilson doesn't have a quarterback throwing to him, so that's always tough. And then, but Matt's team is just too good.
Yeah, I'm very curious down the stretch. I haven't really looked at what the 49ers schedule will be down the stretch because, at least the top 3 teams in the league right now have CMC with Ben, Ayuk with Dave, and then Purdy with Matt to kind of see what type of production they're getting out of those guys in our playoff stretch. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Matt's team puts up 132 points and 3 of his top dogs put up duds, It's he just has so many studs on his team that all he needs is 2 or 3 of them to go off and he's going to win every week. But
yeah, what's his bench running back that I guess he's got Jonathan Taylor on the bench still, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Who hasn't really gotten as much production quite yet back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walker went to Josh and then I ended up.
The Keenan Allen trade looks pretty good for him right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he flipped Walker for Keenan, right? It was
Yeah.
just that 1-to-1 trade.
Yep.
That looks really good for him. We'll see what Jamar does with what Burrow's out for the year. So what Cincinnati's production is like.
Who is their quarterback now?
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
But I mean, Saquon with a big week. He's kind of been a dud most of the year, I feel like. I mean, he's had some good weeks, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jonesy's team, you have to think Jonesy's team is going to be better than this, right? The trade, your guys' trade, A.J. Brown and Garrett Wilson. I mean, I don't know. we'll see what happens now that Zach Wilson isn't quarterbacking the Jets anymore. But you'd think those guys are not going to combine for less than 2 points. Barely over 1 point.
Eckler getting 6 points. That's rare.
Yeah.
That fumble.
Yeah, against Green Bay.
Fumble.
That tough Green Bay defense shutting them down.
I mean, he had a big fumble on the one that cost him a lot of points. So,
well, it wasn't Montgomery part of your guys' trade.
Yeah, so Montgomery was
kind
good.
Of a sneaky good trade piece.
I think that's kind of what that was my pushing point for Jonesy with the trade. I mean, it wasn't hard to get him to do the trade, but I was like, it's kind of solidified his running backs because he only really had Eckler. And
I mean, that's the Cincinnati quarterback. Yeah.
Okay. He didn't have a good RB2, so Montgomery's sneaky. I think him and Jameer are just going to be a tandem backfield. So they're both putting up good points right now.
But, yeah. Well, Montgomery's very much so the goal line guy, right? Just kind of the way that system works. Our picks, probably no surprises in this one. Oops, I lied. Forgot Maresco took them. We went with Jonesy. I guess you were feeling the player departure love at the time.
Man, my picks are so bad these days.
Yeah, they don't get much better the rest of these. I'll let you know that now.
It's all good.
This was a great game, especially down to the stretch with the
that was wild
Kansas City game.
That was wild. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in fantasy.
It was when it came down to like the last few drives, it looked like if the Chiefs would have played like the Chiefs normally do, that the Chiefs are going to take the ball down and score, and the game's going to be over, and Weggy will win, right? Like if the Eagles end up with the ball again at all, it helps Mitch for the most part because it'll either give Swift some type of points because they'd probably just be running the clock out, or what ended up happening, which was Hurts kneeling for negative yardage, which dropped Weggy's score down below, his winning mark.
Well, I think it would have benefited Weggy if Chiefs had gone down to score because they would have taken the lead and Hurts would be throwing the ball. Swift wouldn't have been running that much. There would have been a minute left in the game. So Hurts would have got
That's true. Well, I more meant I thought the Chiefs were going to run out the clock but score.
Oh, yeah.
Pardon me. And just win the game.
Either way, the Chiefs had to score for it to go well for Weggy, and that was...
Yeah, the Chiefs needed the ball longer.
Wasn't he up 0.02 or something before he took the knee? I think he got
negative, no,
0.3.
but yeah. So if Jalen Hurts just doesn't take a negative play, he took 2 of them, then Weggy wins the game.
Nuts.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
I mean, Mitch is sneaky, getting a lot of wins right now, even with performance. He had 4 guys under 8 points there, right? Hawkinson, Jacobs, McLaurin, and Cooper, all pretty good players. And these are, I think we talked about it in this before, but these are the kind of wins you kind of need.
Oh, yeah.
To like make the playoffs. Like you need to win some of these like 98 to 110 point games that are close. But yeah, Mitch is in the playoffs right now. So
these sub 100-point games for sure. And I don't know what winning streak he's on, but to be in 5th, not a bad spot to be.
Mitch title year?
A Mitch title year. Yeah, we don't often have like Mitch squeaking into the playoffs and then just kind of puttering out. It doesn't really seem on form for him. Our picks, once again.
Nice. Thanks,
not in Nebraska's favor. It looked good for a second and then backfired. Ryan picking up another win too. He's come on strong the second half of the season so far.
I'm not really afraid of Ryan's team still. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he's gonna make the playoffs, but he could. I mean, he's in a good spot, right? The problem is his points total. We talked about that for a while.
Yeah, it's low.
He's got to keep winning. Him and Dan we're in the same boat. They both have to keep winning to make the playoffs. Murray coming back obviously helps Ryan a lot. And then those kind of games from Ridley is what you need from him. But yeah, I mean, even without Kamara, he got the win this week. I don't know what Achani's questionable, what his injury was. If he's out for a while, that could hurt him in the long run if he's out for a bit again. But yeah, I mean, a good win for him without Kamara on the bye. And yeah, I mean, Nat's team, even with Allen putting up points, Diggs got nothing, right? So it's kind of make it or break it throughout the year.
Well, and Nat's looking like she's probably going to be a bubble playoff team, right? I mean, maybe she gets another win and secures up a spot, but to your point a second ago, she has a lot of points up to this point in the season. So she'll probably squeak through if it ends up being like a similar record. Could even be Ryan and Nat, in a tie-breaking position there. But yeah,
I mean, she got a lot of wins up front, right? And that's always good. So I think if she gets one more win, she's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
And then you just got to hope Josh Allen's playing really well, i.e. Buffalo is playing well.
yeah.
Picks-wise, once again.
Man, I'm like 1-5, I think.
Unfortunately, although Josh has made the statement several times that he will never pick Ryan's team to win, and he's done it, I think, the last 2 or 3 weeks in a row, to be fair. So it's a little back and forth from him there. Then on to the other two-timer, the absent two-timers matchup this week. Kind of getting, I don't know if I'd say throttled, but Hannah's team really showing out. Hannah's team kind of goes like pendulum swing, right? Like she's got a lot of guys that can play, but they either kind of put up a ton of points or like nothing.
Yeah, I feel like it's been like almost every other week too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, her team is good. We've talked about it all year. I mean, it's crazy she's in 12th place with that team. But yeah, it's something you love to see here with Josh just getting absolutely crushed. But
yeah, it's enjoyable. I also take it back. Hannah's last 3 weeks, she put up 120, 102, and 130. So her team is putting up points. I was wrong.
Yeah. That 130 was against me too. So
yeah. Ben makes a good point that Josh can't even think up his own fantasy football names. So he's just taking what's available.
How do you feel about that, Clark?
You know, I respect, what is it, like they say, impersonation, maybe not impersonation, but whatever is the biggest form of flattery. So I'll take it. There was a point in time where Josh and I were talking about me trading Justin Jefferson to Josh, potentially for Breece Hall straight up, in which case Josh's team quite literally would have been DK Metcalf, JJ, and Bijan Robinson, which was my team at the beginning of this year, kind of the core of my team outside of Debo. So kind of fitting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Josh's team, though. Like, I hope he makes a run. He's got pieces to do so, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. Our picks, though, this week, none of us got right, I don't think. Oh, nope, you did get this one right. So saving it for the end, nice. Which brings us into our recap of this week. I think this might have been your worst picking week of the season.
By far, yeah.
Yeah. Which also brings us on the season. You went red on the season.
Oh, that hurts.
You've been above 500 all year. This is your first time.
We'll go 18-0 the last 3 weeks.
And Josh is kind of not pulling away, but Josh has had, I think, like 5-2, 6-1, 5-2 weeks the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
At least you're not as bad as the guest. You're one pick better than the guest in coin combo right now, so on the edge. And I think our fab wagers were like $2. So I think you just pay Josh fab is the way we will do it this week.
At least Josh won something this week.
He's got to get the consolation victories in there. And then fab, speaking of which, category was the kicker with the most points this week, which went to, I believe, Josh, once again.
Look at
that. Little caveat here, not caveat. Mitch's kicker had like 13-something or maybe 14-something. And if Mitch had won, it would have been his 3rd week in a row winning fab. But Josh wins. Josh gets a little more fab to lose in our pick-up matchups. Now, I hadn't fully flushed out the picker wheel for this week. It's kind of themed, but I need some input from you on it, or maybe Ben in the chat as well. I wanted to do a let me zoom in on this one. There we go. Semi-Thanksgiving theme. So I had a few categories in there right now. Biggest turkey leg, kicker with the longest field goal, most stuffing, D with the fewest large loud, smoothest gravy, QB with the best QBR. Maybe throw a couple other Thanksgiving themed ones in there.
All right. We need Ben here.
I know. We need some creativity. I put 3 in and I was like, that's all I got. I don't know, something with pie. What do pies do? Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll do that. Good call, Ben. Any player with the most fumbles. That's going to be annoying to calculate, but we'll do it.
You could just do team with the most fumbles instead.
Team? Oh, like total team.
Yeah, I feel like that would be easier to
That's
calculate.
fine. We'll do that. Team with the most
It
fumbles.
would be like a defense, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess whole fantasy team.
Yeah. So like all offensive players.
Yeah, okay.
Not defense. Yeah. So
Yeah,
combination of all. It'll take a second to calculate it. Hope it doesn't land on that one, personally. Hope it also doesn't land on the QBR one, personally.
The QBR one wouldn't be that bad.
Since it's Thanksgiving and it's kind of the thankful giving type of spirit, I say for old time's sake, we just throw Micah in there. Maybe call it good to spin the wheel.
Let's do it. That gives Mike a 20% chance here. I like it.
It's the highest it's been all year for him. Oh
yes! No! Back-to-back kicker weeks.
So close. A little honorary mention there. Hot apple pie. That would have been good. But we'll go with the biggest turkey leg. Kicker, not with the most points, but with the longest field goal.
We've already done that one this year, I'm pretty sure.
Kicker with the longest field goal or most points? I know we've done most points.
I think we did longest kick. I think I won that. Remember we were trying to calculate it?
Oh, yeah. That's right. It's a little bit annoying to check, but oh well, it's in the theme. We don't have a guest this week, so we don't really have an interview segment. Anything you want to cover before we hop into our picks for the week?
Nothing crazy. I mean, a lot of trades in our league this year. I have another pending trade, most likely going through.
Oh, do you really? Care to share?
Well, it's the other two-timer, so we'll see if he accepts. He offered it to me this morning, and I was like, I'll get back to you.
Is it a high-profile trade? Does it move the needle? Is it more just
it's two solid players. It's helping me get some running back help and him getting receiver help. So he has 4 pretty solid running backs, but it's
does it involve any players you just traded?
It does.
Okay.
I'll be giving away one of my keepers. But it's the one that I don't really. Okay, Ben. Okay, you can have him. It's all you, buddy. It's all you.
You can rewrite it.
Clark deserves it for.
That's right. I get
with it. Actually, I could probably
decide whether or not to produce a movie with it. I'll let you know.
I could probably sue you for that. Actually, honestly, it's copyright infringement.
Yeah, if you had it published, right? You've got some amount of control.
But no, it's one of his running backs for Thielen. So we'll see if it goes through or not.
Oh, interesting for Thielen. That could be a steal of a trade for you, in my opinion. I don't know if Thielen's going to stay at a consistent performance level the rest of the year.
I think he will for this year. I just don't know, like, keeper value. I mean, obviously he's $1, right? So, but I just don't know if I would keep him. Like, I think I would keep a couple of my other rookie receivers or tight ends over him with the potential they have. To
be fair, it's nice to have the option, right? Whether you keep them yourself or trade it, always having like a keeper trade availability, because there will be teams. I think this is going to happen more and more, especially with 14 teams. Like teams will kind of sell out to make playoff pushes and probably give up keepers. So there'll probably be a little bit of a pendulum disparity there. And then there'll be a lot of off-season trades to reacquire keepers. That's what I think. Might not end up being that way.
That's what happened last year, right?
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, Thielen's already. I mean, he had a solid week last week. I would watch a lot of that Panthers game. He gets so many of the targets. But I made that big trade with Jonesy to get him St. Brown, right? So like that was my big reason I wanted to make that trade. And Thielen it was either Thielen or Godwin in the trade, and we went back and forth with a couple people that with different like trades within that 4 versus 4 or 3 versus 3 kind of a trade. So Thielen was a good piece for me, but I'd rather have Thielen as a keeper than Godwin personally.
I think so. I think Godwin's an interesting role in Tampa as well. Dave and I were talking about this last weekend with our trade, and then just kind of the disparity of the waiver wire as well, which Ben was commenting a second ago here about like how there's no one available on waivers, and anyone that is remotely valuable goes for a ton of money. I think being a 14-team league has forced a lot more trades because you realize you can't just pick guys up and play them. You have to figure out a way to get them onto your roster from other teams.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. My other league, right? It's a 12-man league. And someone dropped Devin Singletary when what's-his-face was coming back. And I picked him up 3 weeks ago, and he's had 2 20-point games from it. But you never get that our current league.
No,
right? He's
not a
gone off
chance.
he would have been on a bench for the whole year at this point. So, yeah. Who got Likely?
Yeah.
You got Likely?
I didn't bid on Likely, at least not according to my knowledge. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened there. Let me see. You can pull up the transactions.
Yeah, I actually didn't even look at the transactions this week.
Neither did I. I didn't. David added Jeff Wilson, dropped Darrell Henderson. Isaiah Likely went to
Josh.
Yeah. There you go. Sorry, he corrected himself. Over Josh, not me.
Josh. That's the only big fab offer this week.
Ben, Spicy B's on 2.0. I.e. Josh lies to all of us constantly.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. The trades, you definitely have to kind of trade to get pieces in there. Things. But no, for me, the trade was more for a keeper value of Amon. And then when Andrews was ruled out for the season, it was kind of like, to me, that was kind of my, all right, let's reset, rethink. But who knows? You never know with fantasy.
Yeah. It puts you in a different headspace too, right? Like there's not as much stress. I mean, it's less competitive, but it's like, well, now I can just watch the games, try and spoil people's playoff runs, and then try and get the extra $10 of draft fab or draft.
Yeah, I think my team's good enough not to lose a toilet bowl personally. So it's like it's all good. The dynasty had to come to an end at some point.
That's right. No 3 times here. No, that's true. That doesn't like officially put the cap on you achieving the 3-time back-to-back.
Could win out. Just saying.
It's true.
It out there.
And anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Anything is possible.
Imagine that trade pushes me forward and Jonesy tanks.
That would suck for Jonesy if it's just immediately out of contention. But taking us into matchups for this week, starts off with a doozy here. A little championship 2-time action. I think this is the first time we played this year, right? We haven't played yet.
Wait, Musgrave's on the IR.
Yep, have fun with that one. You can leave him there. Leave him in your starting lineup. Well, Musgrave's not even a keeper either, right? I picked him up like week 1.
Yeah, you didn't draft him?
No, I wanted to, and I totally forgot at the end of the draft that I hadn't. So I picked him up because I thought he'd be good, but he doesn't have keeper value, unfortunately.
Dude, that's literally my week right there. I traded for him after Andrews went out, and then he got injured.
Did he get injured in game?
Yeah, he lacerated his kidney. Something you're familiar with.
That does not sound like a fun time.
But I did get Fryermuth from Ben, so we have another one.
There you go. Ben's letting you know.
Yeah, so we put him in there. I'm by a few.
I'm going to go with myself. I think that my team's actually decent at this moment in time. And I'm going to go with myself over you.
I'm going to go with myself as well after my trade. I think my trade's going to push me over you.
All right. Josh did send in. We talked over the phone briefly, and he sent in his picks. I also need the coin, don't I? But Josh went with you.
Wow.
Josh decided to pick Moresco. So we'll go same old little British coin. We got the queen, and we got some flowers. So queen will be Moresco. And it's flowers. So coin's going with me.
All right.
And our second matchup of the week is the commissioner's matchup. The true power in the league versus the flaunted power in the league. I'll give you the first pick here.
What is Cup's likely to play?
That little snippet says did not practice today. Ankle. So he hasn't practiced through Wednesday.
I'm going to go with Dave.
I'm going to agree with you and also go with Dave because Puka could have a huge game, I think, against Arizona if Cup isn't playing.
So also
Josh
comes back this week.
Very outside. I feel like all the media I've heard out of Minnesota is like we're not going to rush him back. You know, like his career health is more important, which is true. But
yeah,
Josh also went Dave. We'll say Queen is Dan, Flowers are Dave. Coin is going with Dan. It's a queen.
Run away for the coin.
Queen. Ben is giving us a little history lesson on the coin here.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
I don't know if I can say all three of those things at the same time, but we'll respect it at least.
I think you should say it for this next coin flip.
Okay. Jonesy versus Ryan. An interesting one. The 7-8 matchup, which is not what I would have assumed to be the 7-8 matchup. I think this one goes to me first. I don't think Jonesy has back-to-back dud weeks with the roster that he currently has. I'm going Jonesy.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jonesy as well.
Josh sent in Jonesy. So it's a sweep for Jonesy right now, except for the coin, which is either the Queen or Welsh Leek, English Rose, Scottish Thistle, and Northern Irish Shamrock. And it is just the Queen.
Sweep for Jonesy?
I said Queen was Jonesy, didn't I? Yeah, sweep for Jonesy. Takes us to a Weggy Micah matchup. And I'm assuming he's not going to start Kieran Williams. Unless he's supposed to come back. Is he supposed to get activated?
Yeah, he's supposed to come back this week. Yeah.
Okay. I guess he's projected 12 points right now in Yahoo's assessment of this.
Yeah, they said he's designated and he should play this week because Freeman got on my bench got pushed down projection-wise.
That's probably why Dave dropped Henderson as well.
Yeah. I'm going to go Weggy.
It's been a while, but I'm also going to take Weggy. I think it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I picked him. So Weggy, I hope you get the win. Coin. Oh, what did Josh say? Josh said Weggy. A lot of one-sided things right now. So coin, Queen will be Micah, and it is the Queen. So the coin goes with Micah on the breakaway. This, I think, could potentially be the most interesting matchup of the week. Because it really could go either way with either of these teams.
This is a good one. I picked first last time, right?
Oh, did you? Yeah, I'm going to go with Mitch. I think he keeps on rolling. Sorry, Hannah.
He has a lot of guys on the bench that could be starting. His bench is insane.
Yeah, he's got options.
I'm also going to go Mitch.
Going Mitch. Joshy went Hannah. We'll say the Queen is Mitch. And it is the English Rose, the Welsh Leek, the Scottish Thistle, and the Northern Irish Shamrock, which is going to Hannah.
Okay.
And then to round out the week, we have what I think is going to be – did we?
Yeah, we skipped Nat and
we skipped Nat and Ben. I'm sorry. Not to round out the week. This is you first, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going Ben.
I'm also going Ben. Joshy is also going Ben. Queen will be Ben. It is, I'm not going to say it's the Flowers. Natalie on this one. So now, to round out the week, we go to the two-timer and the Brit. You went first last time. I'm going Matt.
Yeah, I'm going to go Matt.
Josh also went Matt. The coin will go Queen to Matt. And it is the conglomeration of Flowers. So the coin is going Josh.
Going with a lot of breakaways this week.
Yeah,
make a move.
Playing the long card. I think that's it though for matchups. We'll see. We got games starting tomorrow, right? So a lot of fantasy stuff could be decided by this time tomorrow, or at least on the way to being decided.
I think we have 3 games tomorrow and 1 on Friday.
There's a Friday game?
Yeah, there's like a Black Friday game this year.
That's weird. Isn't there a England game or something too? There's a morning game on Sunday, isn't there?
I don't think so. So the Jets are playing Miami on Friday at noon, or at 3, I guess, because this is Eastern. Packers play the Lions tomorrow. Redskins play Detroit tomorrow. And 49ers play the Seahawks tomorrow night. I don't know about Sunday morning, though. I don't see anything.
I thought there was a morning game on Sunday. Let me see. I could have sworn like Atlanta was playing early or something like that. Houston's playing Jacksonville at 10 a.m.
Why? Are they in London?
I don't know. Maybe my clock's just set. Maybe Yahoo's just set weird from all my travel. Maybe.
That's not. Yeah, there's no Sunday morning. That means the 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, it thinks I'm somewhere else. Oh well.
Yeah. But are there no buys this week? Are the buys done?
That's a great question. No, they're definitely not done because Minnesota's is coming up. I know that for a fact just because of all the JJ stuff. There's a few others. So must just be Thanksgiving week. They try and get all the teams in.
Yeah, every single team's playing this week.
Next week is the last week of buys, I think Ben's saying. So
yeah, there's 16 games this week.
Yeah.
Washington doesn't not have a bye, Benjamin. They're playing tomorrow.
No, I think he's saying next week they have a bye.
Oh, next week.
Yeah. Great. Well,
cool,
that's it. Quick little recap. Quick little forecast. Are you looking forward to eating any particular dish for Thanksgiving, Maresca?
Turkey and mashed taters, bro.
There. Straight up the middle. Do you eat everything? Are you everything that is cooked and prepared you consume, or you just consume specifics?
Oh, no, I'll eat most stuff. I don't like stuffing that much, I'll be honest. It's a hot take. A lot of people love stuffing.
Oof.
But that's the one thing I usually stay away from for some reason. I don't know why.
Stuffing with gravy. That might be the main thing that I eat during Thanksgiving.
I think my family likes that I don't like it because they get more.
Just freeing it up for everyone else. Cranberries. How do you feel about cranberries? I don't like cranberries.
I'm not a huge cranberry fan. I like, my dad loves those canned cranberries. You know, those like slices. And I'm like, but like fresh cranberry, like a Jello or something is really good.
Yeah, I
like it. Maybe that's my new team name. Change it from Raw Dog to Stuffer Muffin.
I mean, kind of applicable. Well,
but yeah,
hope everyone has
enjoy your beer tomorrow. I mean, it's kind of a bummer you can't eat Thanksgiving food on Thanksgiving.
Well, there's going to be a lot of Thanksgiving food on Friday, so I'm not too worried about it.
That's true.
Maybe I'll go somewhere and like get a TV dinner of Thanksgiving, or like the most depressing Thanksgiving themed food that I can find out. Boston Market or something like that.
DoorDash Boston Market to yourself.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. But happy Thanksgiving to you and to everyone else here that'll listen to this or whatever. Hope everyone has a good time with family and also hopefully fantasy success. So on that note, have a happy Thanksgiving.